Hi, this is Monica and welcome back to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. And today we're going to get into me and how I'm handling my menopause. And this is a full face using all Juvias Place products. Well, 95% Juvias Place products. So sit back and relax and let's get into this menopause situation.
I'm just not ready for all of this. It's just...
I came on here to actually talk about what we call menopause. You know what menopause is. Menopause is when your period stops and your hormones is changing. 9 times out of 10, your menopause supposedly starts at 52. Well, I'm 51 and I got it. I got my menopause. She came to visit. She's here. Okay? I didn't invite her here, but she's here. Nevertheless, I'm going to welcome her. Now, people can sum up a lot of stuff with what they think menopause is, how menopause is supposed to act. Is men going to pause because we got menopause? No. But to sum it all up in my brain, if menopause was a person, menopause would be NeNe Leakes. Yes, menopause is NeNe Leakes. 95% of this makeup look that I'm going to do is going to be by Juvias Place. Yes, Juvias Place. So you know you can't use a whole lot. That's what I use to carve out my brows, which I use these two colors here, which one is darker and one is lighter. One is the number 12. This is the number 12. And then I use the number 13. I mix those together, and that's the color that you see that's in that halo brow up there that we're going to get rid of later. That's what we're going to do. But nevertheless, today's eyeshadow is going to be the Berries palette by Juvias Place. Yep, I've had this. I bought this maybe about a year and a half ago or some stuff like that. But this first color that I took out of here is this color here. And it don't have no name on it, and I ain't going to worry about the name because that's not it. Okay, so the reason why I was saying that, the reason I thought that if menopause was a woman or a person, it would be NeNe Leakes, because it would be. Because you never know what you're going to get when you unpack NeNe Leakes. At the end of the day, she ain't going for nothing nobody got to say but her. She going to stand her ground whether they like her or not, and she's tall. She's tall like me, and she's stout like me. So therefore, yes, menopause is going to be NeNe Leakes. So we're going to call menopause NeNe. You know, we're going to name her NeNe, because that's what it is, okay? So I took my Juvias Place eyeshadow primer in the number 1, and I primed my eyes, and I used that shade, and we're going to still get to talking. Okay, so NeNe, as you know, she a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But so is menopause. See, I knew something was going on like 2 months ago, because I had, now about maybe, I want to say, maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I noticed that my periods was changing. They weren't just changing. They was changing, and they wasn't going back to normal. So I was thinking then, like, maybe it's menopause or stress or something like this. I mainly thought it was stress. But as I start looking at it, now that I know what it is, it was menopause. And I'm going to tell you how I knew. Because even before I was going into menopause, my periods would be like 3 days. The longest my period has ever been was 5 days. And that's only because I had I was taking birth control. And I wasn't taking birth control, damn it. I had that ablation. When I had the ablation, and then it went to 5 days, and it went back to 3. But then last year, it went from 3 to 2 to this, like the beginning of this year, it was like every now and again. But it even wouldn't be no period. It would be like a 1-day period or a 30-second period. It wasn't no period. It was going away. So nevertheless, I took it as this was menopause. I was going through menopause. And even when I would talk to my friends or anybody, I would tell them, I can't wait to have menopause, child. I can't wait to have menopause, because menopause is my friend. Yep, menopause is my friend. But nevertheless, I think I wasn't prepared. But fast forward to a couple of months ago. Now, a couple of months ago, my period would come and it would go. It would come and it would go. It wouldn't stay. It would just peek out a little bit. It would just come and knock on the door. It wouldn't come in the door. It would just knock on the door. It wouldn't just be where I would be like, oh, okay, that's my period. Here it comes. I would get all prepared for it, and it still wouldn't come. But nevertheless, just because I was preparing for it, it would only last like 1 day. But then, not paying no attention, a couple of months forward, I noticed that for no reason, I would get really extremely hot, like burning up hot, where I would come out of my clothes hot, where I was just burning up. But then I started thinking like, well, maybe that's menopause, Monica. Maybe you're going through menopause, but I kind of blew it off. I never kept paying any attention to the fact that this was menopause. So fast forward to present day. I had been looking for my period. Never came. Then I thought like, okay, Monica, don't get too happy. It just might be it. She might be here. It might be menopause. But nevertheless, I still didn't pay any attention because I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want that feeling of maybe I was getting old. And the reason why I say that is because I was looking on my analytics on my YouTube channel. And I was looking at the age group that mainly pays attention to my videos. And the age group that normally pays attention to my videos is like 45 to 50, 50 to whatever. It's paying attention. So we might as well talk about and unpack stuff that's like my age. You know what I'm saying? Because irregardless, they may or may not be women on here that's my age, which is 51 or older, that actually want to, you know, be successful with whatever they do. So I figure like, why not talk about stuff that actually is happening to me? And menopause is actually happening to me, which, you know, I welcome it. Okay, it's here. I can't do nothing about it. It's here. So I think aggressively, I just have to accept what it is. That's just like NeNe. She don't accept shit that nobody, she could care less if it was Portia, Candy, or anybody else. She didn't give like no shits about who it was. She was going to come for your behind if you came for her. And that's what I think I like about NeNe. That's what I think I like about NeNe. She didn't take no shit at no time for nobody. And just like menopause, this shit ain't taking no shit off nobody. So what I did was I used this lighter color pink in the center. And that's what you see me put on my eyes. I'm going to end it with this darker color. And then we're going to come back after I do lashes and liner. And we're going to continue to talk about, now we're going to talk about mood swings. Because mood swings is a part of menopause. Even though we won't admit it, mood swings, hot flashes, all that stuff is a part of menopause. The lashes are on. And I really like them. They're kind of thick. You really can see them, but you can't really see them. You can see them, but you can't. Okay, so what I'm going to move on to now is complexion. Complexion is a whole lot of things. But back to menopause. Menopause, you can have, 1 minute you are like in a happy space. You calm, you cool, you collected. But then like 30 seconds later, you are in a place where you got a whole lot of rage. And I know that this is menopause that I'm going through because I could be in a bad mood. Then all of a sudden, just like that, I switch. And I just don't switch. I switch all the way. My mood completely changes. My mood completely goes from where it's at 100 down to 0. And I noticed it recently because, ooh, my eyelashes still to my face. This is that Smashbox primer water I keep talking and raving about. This is Smashbox primer water. That's that first primer that I'm going to put on today. But nevertheless, I would flip out. Like, I would flip out. Or I would be like where I couldn't see me like changing from mad to not mad. But since it then kicked in full blast, my whole attitude has changed. Like, it's like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get out of my face. I'm done talking to you. There's no negotiating with you. If I have an argument or a spout with somebody other than my family, it's like, okay. I don't have that fight left in me to go ahead and try to fight for the relationship or try to mend fences. I ain't got no fence. I ain't mending nothing. And that's how I've been for the last couple of months. So if this is menopause, which I'm an amateur at menopause, this is that Milk Hydro Grip primer. And I'm going to use a little bit of this to prime my face also because that Juvias Place, girl, that Juvias Place. That Juvias Place foundation and stuff, girl. You got to have, that shit is thick. But nevertheless, I figure like, I'm already in menopause. I'm not going to change. It's nothing I can do to go back. And so I just got to accept what it is that comes with being 51, which is menopause. I'm enjoying it so far because not only have I gotten to the point where I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. If you're going to deal with my bullshit, then you just deal with my bullshit. And it is what it is. But nevertheless, that's the same way NeNe is. Her husband died recently. And a lot of people was coming for her because she had opened up her club called Leakes. I think it's called Leakes. But nevertheless, she had opened up her club right after her husband, well, during her husband passing, she was doing this. But if you go back on some of the seasons where Greg had originally got sick, NeNe was like doing everything. She was his in-home nurse. She was taking care of him and stuff like this, to the point she had a mental breakdown where she was just like, I need a break. Everybody roasted her for that, but she didn't give a damn because at the end of the day, it wasn't about them. It was about her husband and her mental health. So this is some of the reason why I say menopause is NeNe Leakes, because her mood completely went from, oh, okay, I care about what people say, even when it came to Kim, even when it came to Sheree, even when it came to Phaedra, all them. Her mood would be one way, but then, honey, listen, you stroke her the wrong way, she's done. She don't got no conversation with you, she's done. So what I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to take those 2 concealers and I'm going to conceal. Now, the reason why I'm going to do this now is because that Juvia's Place damn foundation is thick, so we got to be prepared. We got to be ready. We got to be on point. We got to be careful with Juvia's Place's stuff.
Here we...
What I've done is I took my Juvia's Place foundation in Tanzania and Lagos, and I mixed them together, and I got this shade. Now, what I've done is I took that concealer, the Juvia's Place concealer, in the number 13, and I just put a dot on there. Just a dot that is a little lighter and it's a little more yellow underneath my eye, because just to brighten it up a little bit. But listen, don't fall for it. That damn Juvia's Place stuff is thick as shit, so you don't need no whole lot. Just a little, just to brighten up that under eye, just a little bit. And so I'm not going to put that much more on there, but nevertheless, I'll pat it out with this funny looking sponge thing that I need to wash. That should have been washed by now. But even, okay, another thing that I have been noticed is my sex drive. Yes, my sex drive. My sex drive is normally average, which, you know, I've been wanting to, you know, do stuff. But lately, within the last 2 months, I've noticed that it is what it is. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, okay. You know what I mean? So, nevertheless, I did start reading up. That's what made me, I think, start reading up on menopause and stuff like this, is because I had noticed a change in my sex drive, which I knew that was coming, but I didn't know the extent of how it was going to like change. When I say it changed, I mean, I'm so nonchalant with the with my sex drive that my sister-in-law, for my birthday last month, she gave me this thing called the Rose. And if you know, you know. She gave me this thing called the Rose. I have yet to use it. It's plugged up, it's fully charged. But nevertheless, I haven't used it. And the reason why I haven't used it is because I ain't been really like interested in sex. It's not that I lost my entire sex drive. No, it's not that, because my husband would kill me. But nevertheless, my sex drive did like change. And it changed, I'm not going to say for the better. It kind of just slowed down. It didn't change or go away. It just kind of slowed down. So I want to be mindful of that. But so what I did when I noticed that my sex drive had changed, I started looking up stuff on YouTube. I've been Googling stuff, you know, signs and symptoms, how you can help it and stuff like this. They do have hormone supplements and stuff like this for that. Just in case, excuse me, just in case you wanted to look up some stuff about menopause. Because there was a lot of things that, like myths and stuff, that I wasn't believing, but now that I know that I'm coming for a circle in the middle, I'm not at the beginning and I'm not at the end. I'm right in the middle of menopause. So yes, my attitude has changed. Yes, my outlook on life has changed. But what has changed it to is it's not like I wasn't mature before, but now that I am dead in the center of menopause, it has changed for the better. Because not only have I let go of being so argumentative, so ready to defend myself, but don't get me wrong. If a bitch come for me, I'm coming for her. So let's not get it twisted on what I'm talking about. Because see, listen, just because I said it's sad, that don't mean I can't unpack her when I need her. Let's not lose assignment here. But what I've done is I pay attention. I pay attention to how I'm handling stuff. I move different. I move different and I shift different. Now, I absolutely love this right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Derma Blend setting powder. And it's kind of a yellow base to set my concealer. And it's in the color all over my dress. It's in the color Warm Saffron. I'm going to set my concealer, finish the face, and we'll come back and we're going to finish up this look and finish talking about me and my menopause. Now that I finished the face, and I absolutely love it. The lipstick that I used was this Obsession by Milani. And it looks like this. Because it matches the eyeshadow, you know. And it matches the hair. Yes, I love it too. And I set my foundation with this Fenty Beauty in 410. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation in 410. In 410, that's what I use to set the face. And I use my Juvias Place volume 1 to do like my little blush that you see right there. Just a little hint, just a little kiss of it. And I bronze my face just a little bit with this Show Mask that's dirty on the front by Morphe. So yes, I absolutely enjoyed this video because I got a chance to talk about something that actually is going on with me. So now that I have recognized that menopause is like what it is what it is, I just got to figure out a way to incorporate it in my life to get used to it, because this is not something that's going to just happen now and it's not going to progress, because I'm sure that it's other stuff that goes with this menopause shit that I don't understand. So nevertheless, I think I referenced NeNe Leakes because she don't go for a lot of stuff. Her attitude never changes. And even though I've said before that change is like good sometimes and bad sometimes, you just got to hang in there and put your fucking foot down, because this is what she does. So nevertheless, my mother's calling. So nevertheless, I have just accepted the way it is. Menopause is here to stay, and there's nothing I can do with it. Just like I said, like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video, because I think I'm touching on somebody's life with this whole menopause. If you have any ideas on how to handle this menopause stuff with menopause and all the pauses, just let me know in the comments. Until next time, I see you in my next video. Bye.
Good. I'm that bitch. This ain't your